Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and you know what? We've been covering some absolutely disastrous PC gaming news recently with the Subnautica 2 saga, with the Playdead saga, with Limbo and Inside that. How about we take a look at some better news? It generally, this type of news doesn't do well in the algorithm. People don't interact with the content as much, but you know what? Let's highlight some more positive news. Stardew Valley is now, in fact, the highest rated, highest reviewed, best reviewed, I would say, is the better way to say it, best reviewed Steam game of all time, dethroning Valve's own Portal 2. What an insane stat and what a success this game has been over the last 9.5 years. We'll talk about that. And a game that recently came out just about a month ago, it'll be a month and a couple days, is doing incredibly well. It's a budget title, and man, this game has taken the gaming world by storm. We'll talk about that and some good news on one of the sleeper game releases of 2024. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but right off the bat, Stardew Valley has dethroned Portal 2 as Steam's highest rated game after 14 years. Now, I don't remember when they implemented Steam user reviews. Did they? They definitely did not have user reviews when Portal 2 initially came out, because I remember when I got into PC gaming, look, it's been so long that, sometimes the timeline gets a little crazy, but I'm fairly sure that Steam reviews weren't a thing when I got into PC gaming initially. The fact that they have been implemented is tremendous, and I hope that other storefronts, I'm talking about PlayStation Store, Xbox implements it. I know PlayStation Store and Xbox have, a star rating system, but the user reviews, letting people actually post reviews and talk about the games, I think is so much more effective than just a simple star rating. But Stardew Valley has 773,000 reviews, 98% positive reception. You just can keep scrolling and scrolling and you won't find a negative review. You can actually filter it to just negative reviews. I want to find some of the negative reviews and just read some of them. 14,000 negative reviews, and think of it what you want out of those when you have 890,000 positive reviews and 900,000 all-time reviews. You're doing pretty damn well. I don't know why in the review section it says 773,000 with 98% positive, but then if you go to the review types, all reviews is at 904,000. Nevertheless, there you go with that. That is an incredible success, and the developer has done a phenomenal job in keeping the game updated and doing free content updates as well. When a game is this successful, you don't really need to monetize any of the content, but let's be honest, if this was a major publisher, they would have monetized the hell out of it. So it's good to see Stardew Valley make so much traction and, being rewarded as such. If you go to the community, and keep in mind this game came out 9.5 years ago, there's 130,000 people playing the game right now. That is sheer insanity. That is nuts as far as how many people are playing this game. It's just insane, given that, again, it came out 9 years ago, and it's still rocking 130,000 players. 130,000 players is a number that so many games would kill for to get at launch. Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't hit that number at launch, and Stardew Valley 9 years after release is still chilling with that number. That's insane when you actually put it into context. But yeah, good for Concerned Ape, and $14.99, it goes on sale for $7.49, which I believe was actually a historic low price during the summer sale, so you can even get it discounted, but given the hours you can get out of the game, $15 is probably well worth it. Moving on from that, speaking of budget titles, man, Peak is a game that has taken the PC gaming world by storm. It came out at a launch discount of under $5. It's $7.99 now, and how about this? The game has sold 5 million copies. This game is done by Aggro Crab and Team Peak. Aggro Crab did Another Crab's Treasure, and Peak has been wildly more successful than Another Crab's Treasure from a sales standpoint. Now, Another Crab's Treasure was $30, and it was a Souls-like action title, and a very charming one at that, but maybe Peak just resonated more, and the price point, again, when you see your friends playing a game like Peak, and then you go on the Steam page, and then you see, hey, it's on sale for sub $5, and even now, it's down to $7.99, or it's at $7.99. That's a price point that people are just going to be like, hey, my buddies are playing it, let me jump into it. A co-op climbing game where the slightest mistake can speak your doom. Either solo or as a group of friends of lost nature scouts, your only hope of rescue from a mysterious island is to scale the mountain at its center. Do you have what it takes to reach the peak. 46,000 concurrent players on peak, and yes, I did talk about Stardew Valley just now and how amazing that game is doing, but 46,000 for a game that isn't the biggest game in the world is still an incredible number, and good for them having success with this game. Very positive reception on this, 45,000 reviews, 93% positive, and very charming art style, reminiscent of like a lot of Nintendo games to me, and that watercolor look I think just looks great. So $7.99 on that, 5 million copies sold. What a success peak has been. So credit to them on that. And hey, Capcom, maybe look at some of the goodwill that that Concerned Ape and Aggro Crab have built with Stardew Valley and Peak, respectively, and maybe apply that to some of your games. I don't know, but they are removing De Novo from Kitsugami Path of the Goddess, so hey, we'll take the small W's when we can. Kitsugami was one of those games that a lot of people loved last year, but why are you having De Novo in a game like this? You want to do, especially with the new IP, I think it matters so much more for new IPs. Do whatever you can to build goodwill. Do whatever you can to build consumer interest. Yes, are some people going to pirate the game and you'll lose out on sales? Sure, if you perceive that to be the case. However, when you're releasing a new IP and you're trying to establish a new game, losing a couple sales, if you think you're going to lose a couple sales, matters so much less than the ability to build goodwill. Look at some of these recent games that have come out that have done a stellar job in building goodwill, and I know that Stellar Blade does have De Novo, but that's a game that did a great job of building goodwill when it did come out with its console release, and Stellar Blade did a lot of good things on PC. The one element that was a detracting element for its PC release was De Novo, but they eliminated the region locking. The PC port was excellent, which Capcom take notes on that if they removed De Novo as well, that would be outstanding. You know, we can't have everything, but it would be nice if Capcom just removed De Novo out the gate. Like, was Monster Hunter Wilds gonna sell any less? Was Kitsugami gonna sell any less? Maybe a little bit, but in terms of what this game ended up doing, like, it's not like this game was a slam dunk home run success. It would have been nice if you did what you could to build at least a little bit of interest and not push people away, because Kitsugami and new IPs like this are going to be the types of games that people are going to watch gameplay videos of, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm kind of interested, kind of not. The reviews come out, oh, okay, the reviews are pretty good, kind of interested, still kind of not, and then you see it has De Novo, and it pushes them one way versus the other, when you definitely want to push them the other way, and not having De Novo, I feel like, would push the people the other way, and even the people you sold the game to, it would at least build that consumer goodwill, that more content coming out, doing a sequel, etc., etc. I just think it's important in that regard, and that's that's an element of a game that its success can't be quantified. The building of goodwill, you can't quantify that. However, you see that pay dividends when a Stellar Blade gets ported to PC. And again, that game has De Novo, I get that, but that idea of goodwill and building goodwill isn't just tied to De Novo. It's an aspect of it, sure, but it's just not tied to that. Dropping a great PC port, that's another aspect of building goodwill with your consumer, which, you know, would be beneficial. But I digress. That's gonna do it for me. Again, we kind of made it a little bit negative, but at the end of the day, it is a positive with De Novo being pulled. But Stardew Valley, now the best reviewed game on Steam in history. Peak sells 5 million copies. De Novo pulled from Kitsugami Path of the Goddess. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.